Why, hello? It's Allurin. So I'm thinking today we'll do like an hour and a half of Phoenix, right? Maybe enough time to finish this Maya case. Mia, that's the one. Hers is pretty short. The thing is just the trial, so. But then we're gonna do some Monster Train, and then I'm not sure. Maybe we'll do some more Yakuza 5. It's been a couple days. Dunk 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 dunk. What's new with the creator update? Better visibility for copyright strikes and improved tools to manage VODs. Hey, love to see it. Dunk 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 dunk. We can just hop right into it, I guess. I have 0 copyrights on my channel. Poggy. Donkey 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 donk dunk. Donkey dunk dunk donkey dunk. Audio might sound a bit different. My console, when I loaded it up today, had like a every time they redid the factory settings. I didn't change my my sound settings, so it might sound a bit different, but I don't know. It didn't like fully factory reset. It just maybe there was like a console update because I'm part of the alpha program and I had to redo some settings. But like it did the thing where it's like, hey, change your or hey what is it? Log in with the Xbox app and enter this code. I said to skip, and then I was like, okay, choose your time, your location, etc. That's it. Sorry, he do be strong though. Alright. I think I'm good. Oh, hold on there, buckaroo. I just stream info, trials and tribulations, fool. I got gloves on, so it's kind of weird to type. Don't ask why, I'm just kind of wearing gloves. Probably should take them off, but I don't have the case next to me, so who cares? Donkey, 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 dunk, dunk, and it's just pressing A, so who cares? Everything starts. Is that not under trials and tribulations? It is. The picture didn't update again. Whatever. Who cares? We're good. I think we're good. Donkey, 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 dunk, dunk. Okay. I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm gonna die. Never should have accepted this case. Bro. Eek. Ah. Good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia. I didn't do nothing. I swear I didn't kill nobody. Terry Falls. My first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago. And now. A prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax him. Or, so why did you escape anyway? Ooga. Eek. I'm sorry. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lied. I didn't escape from nowhere. But Mr. Falls, police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Ugh. Sorry, I told a lie. Oh boy. Well, anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. I'm sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? Uh-huh. Ooga. Eek. I'm really sorry. It sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked to tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. Donkey, 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 dong dong. I swear I didn't kill her. I could never do that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when he crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman who was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry Falls did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. So that much is true. He did meet up with the victim. But I didn't kill her. Do we have any information? She was alive when I left. She was alive. It's true. Stabbed with a knife in the back, died from blood loss between 4 and 5 p.m. I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. Aha. Yo, is Gadat. You're not going to figure out the truth by just staring at that guy. Why are you here? Came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Oh, where's Mr. Grassberg? Ah, that old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. I didn't say. So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grassberg Law Offices, is here for me? No. You got it all wrong. Today, you were the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine, an escaped death row convict for our first client. Yeah, thanks. I sure wish I could get out of it, though. Relax, I just heard some good news. Prosecutor for today, fresh out of his diapers as well. Really? However, I'll concern somebody who I won't mention. He's earned over the reputation as a genius since beginning his law career. Genius. Well, it's about time to head in, kid. Sharpen those claws of yours, it's go time. Solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's why my client ran away from. That's where my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. February 16th, 10 a.m. District Court, room number 4. It's Edgeworth. So we lose this case, I'm guessing? Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Falls. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers? Yes, Your Honor. I'm EFA, Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. You're the prosecutor everyone's talking about, eh? They say you're doing the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. Your little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? 20. Come on, Mia. You can't lose, not to someone younger than you. Humph. Young people running a trial. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. None then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon, is that correct? Precisely? The defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. The day the defendant escaped, that policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Falls was responsible for her death? You got it, kid. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor, it was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in this very court. Crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. Early threw off the bridge, was only 14 years old. Truly horrible crime. I remember it well. No decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. Witness's testimony. Testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted the criminal. She arrested Mr. Falls at the scene and later testified against him. Said she witnessed Mr. Falls throw the young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. The bodies that fallen there are never recovered, so Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away. The policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be exactly the victim, the same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Ah, I see. The man who was sentenced to death row on her testimony escaped 2 days ago, with only one thing on his mind: to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Ah, the truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes. Quite obvious that the defendant is guilty. Oh, wait a minute, that's not right. Let us hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor. Watch yourself, Miss Fay. I'm not sure I care for your word of choice, or your tone of the voice. No. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. Call the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. Young Gumshoe. Hope he has like a nope. Hoping for like a little a bib and maybe a pacifier. Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective. I'm the homicide detective in charge of this case, sir. Finally got promoted to the detective division half a year ago. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Hey, ma'am. You got any idea how much work it takes? Sorry, the wrong button. Oh, what is it? You're really gorgeous. Excuse me? No, seriously, my heart is aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll hurt you up and get tempted so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Irk. Okay, I got it. Now, detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir. Right away. Victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. And much is already stated in the autopsy report. Court would like to hear more details about that incident itself. Yes, sir, I gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. Eagle River. This is a sketch of the Dusty Bridge, an old suspension bridge. The river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there on top of that bridge. After stabbing her in the back, he killed her, carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at the police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. I see. Dusky Bridge map added to the court record. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Fortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. There was no blood on that bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor? If you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on that bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not sure I like you, wagging your finger at me as though I was some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir. Here we go. Don't talk into your hand. Yeah, hang on. Start your thinking into your hand. Okay, now listen carefully, kid. One little mistake, and this guy will drink you for your morning tea. Trust me and get ready. Summary of the incident. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to the Dusty Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Falls. And that's when she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls was arrested at the police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Well, you certainly haven't established the importance of this bridge. Naturally. Now, will the defense please hurry up and proceed with your cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. Your cross-examination coming right up. Hey, settle down there, kid. You keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. I'm not trembling, it's just cold in here. Courtroom can be cold, battlefield alright. Especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean the defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner in here. Ha. You got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you got, kid. It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all night watching. Summary of the incident. Hold it! This unknown person. You have no idea who it might be, right? Sorry, but I'm afraid I do. What? The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Falls. What? The defendant? The defendant called her? Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Falls. A note? Yeah, top secret memo that she left on her desk. According to this note, it seems that the one who called her the bridge was indeed. was the wind? It was 40 yards up. Nah. Falls at 4:30 p.m. That bridge where White Scarf for identification. Off to Dahlia, tell her this time the whole truth must come out. That was 3 hours before. The defendant Terry Falls. Now, whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me? Looks like the judge is even more sure of this verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. Detective's fault, he's the one who said unknown person. And I don't make that face at me. I just said it was the cause. I just said the way because the prosecutor had told me to. Was that a trap? That cute face didn't expect him to be so sneaky. Humph. Hold it! A bridge up in the mountains. But why me there? Because it is a very important place to the defendant. That's why. What do you mean by that? If you remember, 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto that bridge, and it was there that he killed the hostage. And the place where all that occurred is, of course, Dusky Bridge. The very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested the unhandcuffed Mr. Falls. Returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic. Hold it! Was the body of the victim discovered right away? Yeah, we were really on the ball. We found the criminal within 1 hour of the murder. It was great. We even got to say, don't move. We got you surrounded. Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that? Location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly? Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to somebody else, right? Ha. That's what had happened, then she wouldn't have been killed. Never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Falls, but I didn't know on her desk about it. If only I noticed it earlier, maybe she'd still be alive. I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone. It didn't happen for it. Mr. Falls had a car, right? Or had Mr. Falls had a car then? Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, man. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right? What, you mean the defendant drove her own car? His own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. This guy sure about how he feels about anything? This is a photo of the stolen car's trunk. Actually, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. There's no scarf, though. Whoa, that doesn't something. The victim, she was stabbed in the back, correct? Yeah. Ha. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. Talking about a woman here. Can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back, nice and firm. Condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy of the trunk in the car? Noteworthy in the trunk of the car? Photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange to you. Anyway, Mr. I do. What did the defendant have to say about this photo? What he always says, ma'am. I didn't do it. I didn't do nothing. That's all he says. Nothing? I wouldn't say he did nothing. At the very least, we know he stole a car. This is what he always says, Your Honor. And he always says, sorry, I told a lie. Something like that. Well, in any case, it seems he was caught and arrested. Precisely. Objection! Witness? What is it? Isn't it the same this way? I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever to actually address something like this. I got a phone call! Sorry, I'll be just a minute! My bad, I am back. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that. Guard? Should I practice before coming to court? Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this. Humph. Say there, little kitten. Want a piece of my coffee candy? Candy. Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee. Excuse me? Come on, Mia. Shake it off. You're a lawyer. She's like 22 years old and just thinking hard of the game. 21, 22 years old. Yes, ma'am. This photo. You said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct? Yeah, that's what I said. Well, then I suggest take another look at the note written by the victim. The note? Very clearly says, wear a white scarf for identification. Caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like. Thus, this is a special request. I have one very simple question for you, detective. Where's the white scarf? You need to find in this photo. Oh, well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. And you stopped there? You should have looked for it. Arg. The donkey, donkey, dunk, dunk. Caller told her to wear it to identify herself. I'll just expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edward, what do you have to say about this? Sigh. I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you're searching for so desperately for, this is the one perchance that's not white. Ah? Where did you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge, I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. Why didn't you tell me? Made a decision to keep a piece of evidence in my personal satchel. Safest place I know. Oh, that's a hodgepodge. Sure has a flair for the dramatic. Not exactly white, as the caller requested. But as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. Looks like it spent some time in the mud. Not surprising, it was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edward has his intent. He was intentionally hiding the scarf the whole time. The donkey, donkey, dunk, dunk. Court will accept the scarf into evidence. Now I'm the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing yourself. I would to move on with the testimony. That is alright with you, isn't it, Miss Faye? When would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck? Very good. Now, after done with the mud-cover scarf business, prosecution moves to establish conclusively, and with hard evidence, that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Fall did indeed meet up on that bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly where that occurred. What occurred there? That sounds like quite promising. Promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. Everything's moving out at his whim. Don't be a kid, and there's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. The photo was accidentally taken by the witness. The photo was accidentally taken by the witness that shows the victim wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling today, unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. It must have been when the scarf fell off. On that rickety old bridge, really? Looking at this photo, I really get the sense that the bridge is very high up. What side of the bridge is that? It should be on the east side, right? How did that picture even get taken? About 40-foot drop from below to the Eagle River, down below. Mr. Edwards, who took this photo anyway? It was a well-intentioned third party. Potential witness. So why isn't the person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. Not sure how I feel about that. As you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. The truth is becoming clear to me now. Monk. Yes, it's quite obvious he's clearly guilty. Not again, that's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, Events on Dusky Bridge. Actually, there was an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. Photo accidentally taken by the witness. It shows a message express. Hold it. Who was this eyewitness? She's a college student. Female college student? That's right. Meaning she's female and a college student, ma'am. She doesn't do well in front of other people, so I came to testify for her. Maybe so, but as the attorney for the defense, I have the right to cross-examine her. For the time being, we're now relying on the witness's statements. That is all. What's that supposed to mean? Prosecution has, other more decisive evidence. Our case doesn't rest on the vague testimony of the female college student. Female student, eh? I mean, she's female and a college student, sir. Yes. It was absolutely must. If you absolutely must hear her testimony, you'll have to give us a good reason why. Girl, please tell us about the more decisive evidence in question. Unless that's I don't want to present. That's on the Eagle River side, like the east side of the text. The east side of the sticking out cliff, I think. Kind of hard to see. I don't know. I just don't really see a good spot for it. I mean, as of right now, I have an issue with the picture, but I will hold it for now. The victim is wearing a scarf in that photo, alright? So, about the witness who took this photo. What was the person doing it all the way in the mountains? Taking photos of wildflowers, apparently? There are many unusual types of flora in the mountains, Miss Faye. People in the area say it's because of the spirits that live there. Spirits? Now that you mentioned it. This photo. This cloudy, fog-like thing, is that a ghost? I don't believe it. No, Your Honor, no, I don't think it's a ghost. Drizzling, huh? That's right. There was a light rain coming down, the whole place was dreary. But not as dreary as the mood that, in this courtroom right now, haha. Looks like the cold front just moved in. In any case. The point is that this area was quite damp, there was even some fog. I even slipped and fell while I was on the bridge, it was really something. That part of the witness's testimony as well? Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back, and she fell down right in her stomach. I remember that happening once myself, it was really brutal. Okay, so, are you talking about seeing someone get pushed, or were you the one getting pushed? What does that mean that you pushed someone down like that once? Was his mind-boggling tales and what he said brutal? The way he said brutal? I wonder if he's Canadian. Huh, it's never nasty to look for the right person. Take a look. Poor baby. Court record seems to have wet itself. Hey, watch where you're going. Watch where you spill that coffee. Court record, huh? We'll assume they're gumshoe. Other words, there was a struggle between the criminal and the victim, huh? That's what the witness said. Well, it looks like she didn't remember about the scarf. But from what she said, it sounded like a pretty violent fight, ma'am. The area was wet from rain, the bridge was probably wet too. Which would explain why the scarf was all covered in mud, but something about the testimony still doesn't bother me. I'm surprised I had no idea there was a photo. So what do? You really can't still believe him, Mr. Crybaby, I mean. Of course I do. Humph? So that little kitten believes in fairy tales, huh? In that case, the answer is obvious. If what you truly believe is true, then that means that somewhere hidden in that testimony is a contradiction. One huge contradiction waiting to be discovered, that's your chance. I'm gonna press the map on the picture. Alright. I didn't mean to press that one. Bro. I'm not really sure what you want from me. I'm like, okay, you couldn't really. There was a distance there, and there's some distance there. And I was like, okay, maybe you couldn't even gone. You couldn't even got there because you're carrying some ball and chain. Let me load my game. Now, like, maybe I push on this. I tried this, didn't I? There's only so many options, man. But the fact that they were like, oh, they talked about this part specifically, I'm like, it has to be this one, right? Don't show me that picture. The time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, and fog too. It's a generally soggy atmosphere. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere. This is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk. During the contradictions, or the conditions of the scene of the crime, something isn't right. Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to what that isn't right. What is it about this photo? There's no mud in the coat. Naturally, the answer is right here. The victim's coat? As far as I can see, there's something strange about it. That's exactly what's strange. All the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy, dusky, bridge was all wet. The victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of that bridge. And the front of her coat should have been covered in mud. Irk? That's exactly right. The other day I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beer was defiled. I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that on top of the bridge itself was muddy. If your honor had fallen in the shower instead of on the muddy street, glorious hockey-bearded pride of the legal league would be wet but not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? Surface of the bridge, huh? Ha, a real man wouldn't stand for that taunt like this. Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. Bong. Take that. The evidence is this scarf. I'm gonna hydrate. Dunk donkey donkey dunk dunk. A lot of water, man. It should be obvious. This car fell on the bridge and got this muddy. And that the bridge was absolutely covered in mud. Ah, critical hit, critical hit. I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo. Wow, Edgeworth. It's shame to you, buddy. What does it mean, man? Miss Faith certainly makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Look at the explanation. This may be, in this case, maybe. Shall we? Alright, it's not like he's really giving me a choice here. Huh? You're doing pretty well for a little kitten. Mr. Armando. No matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. Either the victim discovered in the trunk, and the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony stated this shall the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, right? Or false evidence. It's one of those three. What you just said just now, I'm not sure I like that. That wasn't me, Your Honor. That was the coffee aficionado over there. He said it. Court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip the false evidence in the court. But we won't let him. Suppose his evidence is as flimsy scam as it is. Yes, the false evidence in this case is the witness's testimony. It's no-brainer, obviously. It's the witness that's suspicious. During her earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. Criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. My phone is so loud, my goodness. Turn that down. Don't put on narration. To that thing there? Okay. You know, that testimony is exactly what the witness claims to have seen. Yeah, that's what the witness told us. The testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. It's not just true, it's the truth. There was a truly decisive witness in this case. I'm certain that boy Wonder over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. Testimony presented so far, not only vague, but contradictory as well. The donkey. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. Sigh. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time. Mr. Edwards said, it kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? But donkey. Now let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edwards, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. Witness? What's your name and occupation? Oh no. Alright, Hawthorne. Everyone's so silent that I can hear the hearts going pitter-patter. Oh, when I look at you, how can I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double as a dozen donut holes. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bite. Hey, not so fast. Sigh. As I said before, witness is very sensitive and delicate. No one asks the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Faye, you can learn a lot from this man. Isn't that such a gentleman? He sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir? Yes, my dear. This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble it may cause. Not at all, it's no trouble at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is, Melissa Foster. I'm a college student and a freshman in the literature department. You were in the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? And you were the one who took this photo? That accurate? Wow. How can you be so mean? Now see here, what are you doing shoving that in her face like that? But it's just a photograph, it's not like it's something dangerous. Next time I'll be forced to penalize you? Uh-oh. I don't like that turn this is taken. Is she staring at me? And you would be? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Faye. I see, so you are. Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honor, I'll do my best. Bit donkey. Using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that showed the crucial moment. And right after that, I called the police. By the way, where were you standing when this incident occurred? The map would be of help here. Either left of the Eagle River text? Okay. I was heading in the beautiful fields surrounded by tall cliffs. So you took the photo from the location, eh? I brought to the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edwards asked me to. Oh, what a few cameras, like his owner. Alright then, Miss Faye, time for your cross-examination. How do you still a judge? I warn you, make the witness cry again, and you'll have to feel the wrath of my gavel. I'm gonna get something to drink. I will be right back.